Indian American community gathered at the ITV Gold Auditorium in Edison, New Jersey on May 30th for a significant community meet organized by Parekh Worldwide Media and ITV Gold. The event featured Mr. Binaya Srikanta Pradhan, Consul General of India in New York, Congressman Frank Pallone, Mayor John McCormack of Woodbridge Township also attended the event. Consul General Pradhan thanked the community for their warm reception and spoke of pride in the robust India-US relationship. Take a look.
Let me begin by thanking Dr. Parekh for organizing this event and Mr. Ilyas Qureshi for organizing this event. When I got the first call from Mr. Qureshi, I thought it's going to be an interview. I did not know that it's going to be a community event. So thank you very much for getting me to meet such a distinguished galaxy of people who are accomplished people, have contributed a lot to, like you said, in last 50 years to the India-US partnership in their own ways. So it's a real honor to be among such a distinguished audience. But I'll touch upon two aspects, which is our core activities as a consulate. Many people think consulate's primary job is consular work because it sounds similar. But that's one of our core work. The other work is actually promotion of the bilateral relationship. In fact, if you translate consulate general into Hindi, it's called Maha Banijya Dutavas. So Banijya is the core word. And that's probably a few hundred years back when the institution of consulate was started. It was more about an out office of a country where they exercise the sovereign authority to validate a trade agreement or validate a trader. So that was the original institution of consulate. And I'm really happy that in New York, the Indian consulate, which probably happens to be the first consulate outside India, we opened it in 1948, 1 year after our independence. So we have the distinction of doing really good work both in the consular and the commercial space. Now, like I said, I'll touch upon two aspects. First is the India-US relationship, the way I see it. Congressman Frank Pallone, he mentioned about the upswing that we see now in the India-US relationship. For my elders, the friends who have been here for about 50 years, you would have gone through the whole cycle. How we were dealing with each other in 1970s to how we were dealing with after the Indian nuclear test, and now coming all the way to the point of inflection where I feel that our relationship has reached a point where there is no turning back. It's all going now upward. But we have that history. We shouldn't forget that we had a difficult relationship. We had a challenging time, and now we have come to a stage where we truly take pride to say this is the most consequential partnership that India has. And we hear from President Biden and it's a bipartisan viewpoint that their relationship with India is one of the most consequential relationship they have in the United States.
We first generation we are connected emotionally and physically and mentally with the India because we came from there, we trained ourselves there, and we become successful here because of India. But our main job is to connect our second generation to India. But we have to make sure they understand what is important of Mother India and why we should help and work with the Mother India. And only way to work with the Mother India is through you, sir, and your office. With the help of his initiative, he galvanized the community in the Tanzania and established a first IIT institute outside India. So let's give a big hand to our CG Binaya Pradhan. And we all promise you that during your tenure, we can start establishing IIT in America, and that is always possible because we did India chair in Columbia and India chair in Rutgers. Why not IIT here in New Jersey? So, sir, the whole community, they love India, their passion is about India, India's future, and India's concern is our concern. And therefore, we all work together And I'm very proud and privileged to say that I started working very substantially with the CG's office, because as you know, in last 6 to 8 months, there are about over 100 our Indian students, they died. And we do not know real cause, there is no foul play, but most likely they are lonely, they are struggling financially, they are kind of in depression or some other social issue. So I put together some 12 psychiatrists throughout the country to give them pro bono psychiatric counseling for these students. And I'm going to recruit another 20, so then we'll have a good number of psychiatrists who are willing to help our Indian students. And so also please guide us what more we can do for those students, because 100 deaths in last 6 to 8 months is too many deaths, and we cannot stand silent and not to help them medically. So let's welcome our chief guest, my good friend, Honorable Binaya Pradhan ji.
There's so many reasons why the Consul General's position is so important, right? We know that he comes, from serving in various capacities and is certainly more than qualified to be in this position. We welcome him here in our country and in our New York metropolitan area. But more than ever, his position, whether it's be visas, whether it's be our security, whether it's the values that we share with India, whether it's the trade, all of this continues to grow and be so important. So that's why I'm glad that Sudhir and all of us were here today to welcome him and honor him as the New York Consul General. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Consul General, you're in an area now that wasn't always this good. Oak Tree Road and Green Street in the Island section of Woodbridge Township in the 90s was not good. It was struggling. There were biker bars, there were boarded up buildings, and it was just nothing to be proud of. There was no economy in Island downtown. There was nothing happening. We weren't making any tax revenue from, vacant buildings until sometime around the early 90s when the Asian Indian community started investing in downtown Island, which is a very important section of Woodbridge Township. And one by one, they purchased buildings, and they turned them into restaurants, and they turned them into sari shops, and they turned them into jewelry stores, to the point where within 10 or so years, this was a very, very prominent downtown Asian Indian business district. And now I would put this up against any district almost in the state or even the country when you look at the quality of international stores and restaurants that are down here now in Woodbridge Township in the Indian section.
Our association with Embassy of India and the Consulate General of India across US has started in 2021. As of today, we represent them in 6 locations. We do the consular camps in several locations. And we provide services like visa to India, renewal of passports, new passports, OCI cards, etc. We have only one purpose. Our purpose is to make sure these services, which are rendered by the Embassy of India and the Consul General of India, are absolutely efficient, smooth, comfortable, convenient. Not a single person of the diaspora should struggle to achieve these services. We will do everything possible to make sure these are not only convenient, but these are also user-friendly. Over the last few years, we have taken several steps to introduce not only the new services, but also the solutions that matches the expectations of today's consumer. Solutions like mobile biometrics, where one can now apply for his visa right from his home, where you can give your biometric enrollment from your office, or the services like visa at your doorstep. We have done several consular camps and processed more than 20,000 applications only in those.
So thank you for giving me the opportunity. I think it's a very good program that Parikh Worldwide Media, under the leadership of Sudhir Bhai, Ilyas Bhai, and the entire team, has put together of introducing our Honorable Consul General of India, New York, to the Indian American community here at home in Edison, New Jersey. I think it's going to yield a very fruitful outcome and enhance the interaction and synergy between the Consul General and Edison community. While we are at the subject of Connect for the community, I urge Consul General of India, New York, and the leadership of VFS to consider opening up some sort of an office locally here in Edison, New Jersey, to facilitate our community better and provide those services here so that the seniors, the Gen X, the Gen Ys, the Gen Zs, and the new Alpha and Beta generations upcoming can take advantage of traveling to India, make it a one-window clearance. You submit it here, you get your passport here, and Edison, as all of you would agree here, has become a hub on the northeast of the Indian American community.
Our association with Embassy of India and the Consulate General of India across US has started in 2021. As of today, we represent them in 6 locations. We do the consular camps in several locations. And we provide services like visa to India, renewal of passports, new passports, OCI cards, etc. We have only one purpose. Our purpose is to make sure these services, which are rendered by the Embassy of India and the Consul General of India, are absolutely efficient, smooth, comfortable, convenient. Not a single person of the diaspora should struggle to achieve these services. We will do everything possible to make sure these are not only convenient, but these are also user-friendly. Over the last few years, we have taken several steps to introduce not only the new services, but also the solutions that matches the expectations of today's consumer. Solutions like mobile biometrics, where one can now apply for his visa right from his home, where you can give your biometric enrollment from your office, or the services like visa at your doorstep. We have done several consular camps and processed more than 20,000 applications only in those.
So thank you for giving me the opportunity. I think it's a very good program that Parikh Worldwide Media, under the leadership of Sudhir Bhai, Ilyas Bhai, and the entire team, has put together of introducing our Honorable Consul General of India, New York, to the Indian American community here at home in Edison, New Jersey. I think it's going to yield a very fruitful outcome and enhance the interaction and synergy between the Consul General and Edison community. While we are at the subject of Connect for the community, I urge Consul General of India, New York, and the leadership of VFS to consider opening up some sort of an office locally here in Edison, New Jersey, to facilitate our community better and provide those services here so that the seniors, the Gen X, the Gen Ys, the Gen Zs, and the new Alpha and Beta generations upcoming can take advantage of traveling to India, make it a one-window clearance. You submit it here, you get your passport here, and Edison, as all of you would agree here, has become a hub on the northeast of the Indian American community.
I just came across that a lot of students who come from India, F1 student, and the students, they're struggling. They're not able to pay their tuitions because the tuition rates in the US have increased tremendously. And they're struggling, looking for jobs and do something, but there's, it's a capitalistic society. There's a lot of exploitation that, they don't get paid adequate. They're not supposed to work outside. That's the problem, because once you have F1 visa, you're only allowed to work on campus, but outside is not legal. So, Indian government, under your office, and maybe you can figure out a way to help them, create some kind of a way that Indian government can help the students. There are young ladies, young men who come here, they sell their properties in India and then come here and struggle. And this problem was brought to me, one of my friends, and So I think we have a responsibility to help our own community youngsters. The future leadership is our youngsters, and I just want to thank you for this opportunity to invite me. And I have more than 62 legislation that became law in the United States, and so I'm very proud that my Indian heritage.
We have developed over the years such a beautiful relationship. As I mentioned, I think I know more about the Indian culture than I do about the Jewish culture. We have so many, throughout the years, we're working together 16 years that we're together, 17 years. And the program started, and I'll talk a little bit about Mr. Thacker, don't blush. Every time we have a meeting, he keeps on reminding me, Robert, it's about the heart. It's about the heart. And it totally is. Mr. Thacker, when he was a little bit younger, used to tell us how many grandparents he has, parents he has with us. Still, 150, okay. 750, okay. The tender love and care, it's my honor to be a part of consider myself a part of the Indian community. And although we don't know much about international politics, but what I can say is if you want to see a great, something you can go back to India and talk about how beautifully we respect the elders in India. I'd love you to come take a tour and see what Dr. Thacker does and how he shows the true meaning of honoring our elders.
I talked to Mr. Gilberger and I said, look, I need something for my parents. He said, if you need your parents, I can give you one room. I said, no, I don't want one room. I need 50 to 60 bed. He said, what are you talking about? It's not possible. I said, please. And when time come, we started Indian program. And right now, I'm not telling nursing home. It's a temple of my parents. And we have a 65 to 105-year-old people in a nursing home.
Honorable Consul General, Sudhir Parikh Bhai and Amit ji, we welcome you wholeheartedly to New Jersey. And as I have said before, our Indian diaspora, majority of them are here in New Jersey. So it's good to see you here, and we expect you to see more often here. And like our chairman suggested, have some satellite office in Edison, which will serve the New Jersey diaspora very well. Thank you. On behalf of my executive board and board of trustees of FIA, we welcome you. Thank you.
FISANA is not just a seniors organization. We do service for their social security, health benefit. We try to create trips for them. We try to take them to the temples visits so they can be alive. And all the seniors are very well attended with any other community event. And on behalf of all the senior association, we welcome you, CG, sir. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Dr. Sudhi.
Honorable Consul General, my mentor and Padma Shri Dr. Sudhir Bhai, Amit ji, and all the guests here in this room. On behalf of API, I welcome Consulate General. I also invited him officially today for our first API's World Health Congress, which will be organizing in on July 18 to 22nd in Marriott Marquis in New York. So please come. Please make your calendar available for us, and please come and honor us. As I said earlier, API does a lot of charitable activities both here and in India. During the COVID years, we have raised about more than $5 million as an organization and send most of the money to the charitable activities for Indian states. So all different ventilators, respirators, and every other thing that they needed, they asked for, we provided them. So we're very, very proud and active. And thank you for having me here. And thank you, Consul General, for being here in New Jersey.